Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Azerbaijan Grand Prix qualifying broadcast. I am back in the booth after an absence in for the Monza race last week. I am accompanied by Kevin Korstein as usual. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
Hello, indeed. We are getting ready for this Azerbaijan, the final one in Europe after we go to Singapore, and it's the final one in Europe. So I'm ready to see some difference.
If indeed we consider Azerbaijan as part of Europe as it is, depending on how you define the territory, half in Europe and in Asia. But it is a wonderful place. That's, I guess, something everyone agrees on. One of the most beautiful capital cities of the region, if not the world. Always a place that drivers enjoy to be in because of how well they are how well they are welcome here, and of course, this racetrack is always a very fun place to drive around. Track that gives a lot of perception of speed between these walls, and of course the now famous castle section in Sector 2. And of course, the most notable feature of the track, its infinite pit straight of pretty much 2.2 kilometer long. That will definitely feature a lot of action throughout the weekend. A little bit of a summary from the Italian Grand Prix. I said last week, actually 2 weeks ago. The race in Monza, which had a lot of drama and a lot of action on and off the track. And after a race that was interrupted by 2 safety cars, and a fantastic final stint from Quarto Kevu to win the race, right ahead of Jack Duff. Jack Duff, who is still championship leader and had a very good recovery from his disastrous weekend. And actually a pretty bad stretch until Italy. He's leading the Drivers' Championship by 9 points. Leading by 35 over Laim de la Cruz, 48 ahead of Eetu Väisänen, the other Ferrari driver, and Michael Zwart. So the 5 main contenders for the Drivers' Championship are within a 48-point gap with now 8 races to go. This is leg 17 out of 24 this season.
Yes, we see here Michael Swart didn't have the best weekend in Monza, of course. DNF'd out and bringed out the second safety car then. And yeah, he was very unlucky to get the gearbox failure that he had. And of course he wasn't happy after his interview after the race. And yeah, let's hope he's getting more better luck here in Azerbaijan.
Indeed, Michael Zwart, who had he was doing everything right. He was leading the race, and about 12-13 laps from the finish line, had to withdraw following a gearbox failure. A gearbox that was already causing issues earlier in the race, but obviously Mercedes and Edward were hoping to hold it together till the end, even if it meant losing some time and maybe positions. But to be forced to withdraw so close from the finish was heartbreaking to watch.
Of course, right now the Liam de la Grasse and Eetu Väisänen following closely each other on the track. Speak about the entire thing now that happens previously. Right now on track, Väisänen up to P7, Liam de la Grasse with the slowest time. We have right now Philippe Verhaeren with the fastest lap, 1:39.081. Afonso Cascino now crossing the line. What's the lap time gonna be for him? It's up to P2, very close though.
Indeed, to speak now more a little bit more about the expectations from this weekend and today specifically. Of course, this track mostly features straight lines and braking zones, so the teams will have to set up the car to be as performant as possible in these two sectors.
Xiaolei now topping position with 1:38.855. The track is getting faster, but we see a lot of field spread right now.
The McLarens that performed well earlier this season on fast layouts. They are known to have some of the best top speed on the grid. Ferrari, on the other hand, is known to have one of the worst. So it will be a challenging weekend for Ferrari. However, the third important part in Baku is getting good traction of the slow corners. And we know that in that sector, Ferrari are among the best. So it's going to be interesting because there still needs to... the team still needs some polyvalence this weekend. Generally, fast layouts are or feature a lot of fast corners as well. This is the case in Monza, for example. Here, it is a little bit special because, yes, you need a lot of top speed, mainly in Sector 3 and Sector 1. But the rest of the lap is mostly slow corners and getting good traction out of them.
As you can see right now, Robin Geis's onboard track is quite different from Monza that we saw. Now the castle section, the most big technical parts, the walls are getting closer to the like wood that you like.
Here's a castle section that everyone now knows, and it's uphill up to this point, and then drivers are now going down from this turn. It's quite steep actually, all the way to turn 17, I believe it is, or 16,
Yeah, 16.
and all the way through the last three corners that aren't technically corners, but they're listed as corners because there's quite a significant change of direction. But it's flat out from turn 16 to basically all the way to turn 1. So it is the fastest sector of the F1 calendar. It probably is the fastest alongside, I guess, Spa Sector 1 would be the closest. But it's definitely the fastest sector. In the whole calendar, this third sector, of course, is going to be subject to slipstream in qualifying. Which means this, if there's one track where the slipstream strategy could be worth paying the price of 30 on the rest of the track, this would be Baku. Definitely Spa, Baku, Monza, Las Vegas that we're going to visit later this season. Definitely all tracks where slipstream is an advantage, including in qualifying. Also means in the race it could be some sort of an advantage to be following another car, because you get so much, you gain so much time, gain so much speed on this straight and also the back straight as well. We will see if teams actually set up this kind of strategy themselves, or if they just choose to follow what they believe will be a fast car. We haven't really spoken about weather forecast, but it is going to be as usual when we're here in late August or September. It is going to be warm the whole weekend, between 25 and 30 degrees mostly. Should be sunnier tomorrow for the race than it is today. But anyway, there are a lot of shadows or shadowed parts on this track, meaning that the asphalt is not going to overheat as much as fully exposed tracks like Shanghai, for example, does, or Barcelona, or well, other places where there's nothing to protect from the sun and we race at an earlier time. However, that means that the sun height could alter drivers' visibility sometimes. Aerial view of Michael Zwart in
Right now,
the third sector.
right now speaking, Lucas Wright and Karategevu completed their second lap, as Lucas Wright is right now up to P4, Karategevu up to P11. Not the best lap he can do. Michael Zwart right now crossing the line now. What's the lap time gonna be? Where he's
Pretty strong sectors 1 and 2.
11th. Vandersteen, his teammate now on the lap. Yes,
Of course, the lap is pretty long. It's over 6 kilometers long, so there are gaps that are a bit higher on this track than, for example, last week, or even the week before in Sanford.
Talking about last week's Monza crash that was between Riley Svensson and Eetu Väisänen. Both drivers are okay and driving as we see them, but yeah, they should be okay. Like FIA and the team statement said, they are fully okay. They were checked after the race. Riley Svensson's car was flipped over the barrier after a collision with Eetu Väisänen. So
and Väisänen also, as he was in turn 1, was sent in a huge spinning momentum and straight into the barrier further. The acceleration he got from the impact and then the deceleration were both over 25 Gs at most, which is, well, it's not the highest we've seen, but that's a lot to absorb, and he had to absorb such forces twice in not even 3 seconds. Eetu Väisänen later said in a press conference that he was feeling a tiny bit dizzy for a few minutes after walking out of the car. Fortunately, no injuries. He could have been injured, especially to his hands, as he was, of course, holding the steering wheel firm, taking the first chicane, and he could not expect being hit by any means. but luckily so. He was sent spinning pretty much in the direction he was steering on, so the wheel movement wasn't as brutal as it could have been.
Yeah, right now seeing both Ferraris. They had last race they were pretty much into Q3, but now what has happened with Ferrari? There is a slow
Ferrari
question.
suffering with their lack of top speed in some sectors.
Even Väisänen aren't improving right now. De La Grasse is on an outlap, Eigen is on an outlap. Okay, Väisänen is now improving 39.6 for the second sector into the fastest.
They have to make the
sector.
difference in S2, definitely.
Yeah,
They absolutely have to make the difference in S2.
but now 2 minutes 55 seconds remain. The drop zone is now red, so you can see who is gonna be eliminated or not.
And Väisänen exit
crossing over the line.
red zone,
But
no!
not enough. He is gonna be out of qualifying here in Azerbaijan. Maradona now going through the final corners to the
And De La
straight
Cruz
line.
going out for last lap. Maradona with a pretty strong sector too. Should be safe for this lap if there wasn't any mistake at the exit of turn 16.
He is safe. He has been. Alpine is showing pretty good pace with one lap. So.
And P5, that's a great lap. His teammate is in 4th position. Fantastic.
Riley Manson on our screens now in the drop zone right now, 18th. Let's see what he can do. There is 2 minutes remaining, so these laps will be the final ones. We're waiting for De La Grasse and Eigen to start the lap. Sardin has started this lap. Quartagevo has started this lap now. Everyone else who is on the top, they are already done. They can already advance to the next qualifying. Now let's see. Riley Manson in the straight. We are still waiting, and now he crosses the line and up to P3. Pretty good lap. Sardinha now improving on the first sector.
Swanson, who has had interesting one-lap performances throughout the season, and the story continues. Likewise for Casino.
As we now wait, Quartagevo improving 34.3 for the first sector. The fastest we have seen on this qualifying session right now. Now Sardinha in the final corners on the straight line.
Zhao is improving 38.7 for Zhao Lei. That's a very fast time here. Anything sub 40 already is very fast
and
here, but the cars are so fast this year.
Sardinha is out of qualifying now. Quartagevo, what can Quartagevo do?
Sardinia, unfortunately, like his teammate, lacking a couple of tenths to be able to reach Q2. And with Eigen and De La Cruz on the track, Kevu only needs to pass one driver to get safe, and that is more than done. He is now P7. Michael Zwarten, an excellent sector 1 as well.
Now we're waiting on De La Grasse and Eren Eigen. Of course, Van der Steen is not improving as it seems right now. Michael Spart is not improving. Jason Roy improved his lap up to P11. Is it safe for him? It is. Let's see now. De La Grasse only 17th. Not enough to get out of P1. Eigen now crossing the line. Not enough. Even didn't improve. Now, Michael Smart is safe, but he can complete his lap if he wants to. That's on his own choice, and he's even safe. He didn't improve, but he's safe. Bayer on the lap right now. But yeah, that's about it for Q1 here in Azerbaijan.
When you're seeing this kind of performance, you're even wondering how Liam De La Cruz managed to secure a podium in Monza. Those Ferraris are struggling so much in the straights here. And then How about Vegas later this season?
And Philip Verhaeren with the 25.3 in the last sector. What a lap.
Slipstream probably did some work, and there's maybe more of it for some of these cars that are following each other closely.
And yeah, he had his
Nick Bayer
teammates.
improved his time.
He had his teammate up in front. So Lucas Bright was right in front, like we see here. So Lucas Bright did the teamwork in the sector 3.
Red Bull strategy working wonders, and Verhaeren benefiting from the help of the reigning world champion.
And eliminated in Q1 then is Liam de la Grasse, Duarte Sardienta, Robin Geisner, Eren Eigen and Edu Päisänen. We will be right back after a short break. We are back from the short break that we had, a 5-minute break like they say in this qualifying session. We are waiting for cars to come out now. Afonso is the first one to come out of the pit lane. Riley Swanson is closely following by. Let's see what the Haas drivers can do. The sun is of course lower here, as we see on the shadow already. The shadows are getting longer and the sun is getting more stronger here. Let's see what will happen here. Nobody did crash in Q1. We are still waiting for them to We're still waiting for something to happen, but no, nothing has happened so far. Everyone is clear. And let's see what happens in this qualification too.
With the elimination of both Ferraris and both Kick-Saubers, we have a lot of teams that still have both their cars in contention in Q2.
Yeah, I mean,
And
this
I
is
believe pretty much all of them except pretty much all of them in fact. Now there must be one team that only has one car, and I'm not seeing it at the moment.
there is.
It's Williams actually.
Yeah, Williams is missing Eigen because Eigen got knocked out, and there is a yellow flag in sector 1. And we had a crash on track. Riley Swanson on an outlap starting his lap. And ooh, that's
Alrighty,
that's
Swanson.
massive
Oh,
damage, and already
spinning at the exit of turn 16.
that's not good for
And
Haas.
damage on the Haas.
That's not good for the Haas driver. He had a pretty bad crash last week, and now he had crash here. It's not looking good for him. Let's see what
That's
they
some
can
sort
do
of
now.
loss of confidence for Swanson.
And he still is going. He has the front wing damage. We can see it on his board. He has damage, and a pretty big damage.
Has quite a lot of damage. Is trying to still try a flying lap. Maybe with a little bit of luck, we'll be able to have a good enough lap. But I believe
it's already 7/10 off, 6/10 off. So I don't think so. There is not a good.
And 7/10 of his teammates, so that's in fact a pretty good comparison. And I'm afraid he will have to go back to the pit lane now.
Yeah, and already
to eventually repair the damage.
Yeah.
If there is no suspension damage or anything of that kind, which is possible when you hit the wall with some speed. Casino, in the meantime, driving a pretty clean lap around.
It's looking strong for him again, like last time rounds, and it's 138.968. Riley Svensson now crossing the line. We're not hoping anything from him. It's 3 points. It's 140.8, so he has to go again definitely. Springfield now.
And if anything, this quali is probably the one in the season where there's going to be the least amount of traffic issues during flying laps, because it's so easy in most places to overtake. So I believe we will see a very nice and fair qualifying session,
Yeah,
especially in
definitely.
Q3. I believe every single driver will at least have one perfectly clean lap. However, some of them might have slipstream, depending on how they run the strategy.
I mean, so far they are all pretty goodly balanced out in the track, as we see on the minimap.
And staying with the time in the 39s. Likewise for Verhagen. Active with a 39.319.
Trekevu crossing the line up to P2, not the fastest one.
That's a
It's little bit
39.1. That's a very solid lap. Will it be enough for Q3? We don't know yet.
Michael Swart now. Let's see what Michael Swart can do.
You know, the Mercedes struggles in low speed corners.
He's right now 3 tenths lower than Jason Roy. He has lost time from there.
Indeed, Sector 2 doesn't really fit the Mercedes. They would be at their best in Sector 1 and 3.
Yeah, he's right now 7th. Jason Roy now crossing over the line. Is it gonna be next to his teammate up to P3? Pretty solid lap from both racing bulls. Sam back now, waiting for him to finish his lap. Only 8. Only the top 9 will advance, of course, in Q2, so it's not the usual 10 like we saw last season. It's only 9 drivers. Just to remind everyone. Marathoner crossing the line and up to P7. Nathaniel is next to cross the line. Let's see Nathaniel's lap now. His lap is it enough for now? No, it's not. Nick Bayer, is it enough for him? Yes, it is. Up to P5.
Gaps are pretty close between P3, even P2, and P8. Between Kevo and Maradona, there's only 0.25 seconds. I can't wait to see the last flying laps and see how that will unfold. Zhao Lei with a nuclear time in Sector 2. He is going to take first position. Yes, and by over 1/10, 38.8. Zhao Lei is now setting himself up as the favorite for the pole position in about 20 minutes from now.
Zhao Lei has started showing himself again after being out of the qualifying for a few times. So now he finally has something to show here. McLaren has found the issues that they had. So yeah.
And McLaren has been notorious since the beginning of the season for their low drag in straight lines as well. Another team that has been doing well in these circumstances. actually has been notorious to have decent straight line speed, and it looks like um, they're doing well in this department, as we've seen in Monza, where they did at least well in that part. What about Aston Martin? They might have on a typical track. Uh, they might have something to exploit here.
Right now, as it stands, Springfield's teammate is knocked out. He's B11 right now. So yes, he has to go again, definitely. But Springfield now on a lap. Let's see what she can do.
We look at some of the best results from Aston Martin this season. Well, it was much earlier this season, but a podium from Fact in Bahrain, which is a pretty fast layout. A podium in Barcelona for Springfield. Of course, then an outlier in Zandvoort that is certainly not a fast layout will contradict the theory. But she scored points again in Italy. So I guess this car's behaving quite well on this sort of layouts. Onboard camera, well, actually front axle camera.
Haven't seen this in a long time for Aston Martin.
What's crazy with this track is how much the perception of speed is completely different here. They're driving 300 plus, it feels like they're driving 450 on the video game. It's absolutely incredible.
Let's see here. He's now crossing the line. 25.7 for the last sector. She's safe.
39.021, and currently Springfield is well in position to advance to Q3.
Jack there for the lap right now is not improving at all. It's not working.
Not improving indeed. He will need some special sector 3 to do anything better than the previous lap he set. I believe this is not improving. All the other drivers are on an out lap. Let's have a look at who is positioned behind who, as it will be some kind of importance, of course, when it comes to the flying lap and the slipstream they get.
Obviously now on the lap. Let's see what
I believe Michael Zwart has opted to follow Philippe Verhaeren, if I'm not wrong.
it seems like it. Then there is an Alpine ahead of the Red Bull and it should be Nathaniel. Then it should be Bayer, I guess. No, Bayer did not lap. That is then the other Alpine of Maradona behind Nathaniel. Yeah, that's about it right now. Everybody's starting their final laps, of course. We have 2 minutes remaining. Landestein improving. Riley Swanson.
Understand they're pretty good so far.
Yeah, Riley Swanson still has the damage, so he seems to be improving, but it's not enough to get out of.
Not anywhere close.
So
Maybe not something they could repair on time. Oh, Van der Steen, a little bit of hesitation at the end of the straight. And that will cost a lot of time. He's not improving enough.
What the sector 3 for Afonso, 138.6 to top the session.
Afonso Casino cooking hard.
Riley Swanson, meanwhile his teammate Riley Swanson didn't even did improve, but not enough.
Sam fact about to improve, and now let's have a look at the train of cars that is following behind. Especially in Sector 3, it will be interesting to see what the best sectors will be thanks to the slipstream.
Let's see now. They are all going.
Sam Fact is not improving. Nathaniel is on a very strong lap. So is Lucas Wright, Michael Zwart as well. Nathaniel is followed by Maradona, but he's too far behind to get any sort of advantage on the straight. Might be also the case of Michael Zwart.
You can see him. Then there is the Red Bull of Philip Verhaeren, and then there is the Mercedes. Nathaniel up to P5. Maradona takes his position P5. Philip Verhaeren now. Can he improve? Yes, he can. Up to
P2, strong time. The Red Bull working well. Michael Swart P5.
Now we're waiting for Lucas Wright. What can
Lucas Wright with
sector? Is it enough for him?
A time that could be P6 or something if the third sector is good enough.
Jason Roy improved, and Lucas Wright is out.
No, lost time.
And that's it.
Jack Tuff will be 11th at best on the grid, and Lucas Wright right behind him.
As we can see on the cameras, he's out of the car already. He was not on the car.
He walked back pretty fast inside the box.
What has happened with Williams on this qualifying? He was he was out of his car already. Something is definitely
Williams not finding the rhythm of this track. It's a very special track, and we've seen in the past, well, the expectations sometimes are not matched at all in Baku. It's a very special, very specific track. And Williams, that is known to be a very good all-around car, seemed to struggle more than usual on this track. So for the Constructors' Championship, advantage Racing Bulls, advantage.
yeah, definitely.
I would say even Red Bull to an extent, and Mercedes. We're still a car in Q3.
As we are at the end of Q2, we have Nick Bayer, Jack Def, Lucas Wright, Wesley Van der Steen, Sam Fact, and Riley Swanson knocked out in Q2.
Both McLarens are in as well. It's definitely a moment for them to strike hard in the Constructors' Championship.
And we are back for this final part of qualifying here. 12 minutes on the clock, 9 cars ready to qualify, and one can only take the pole position. Let's see who it is this time. Lucas Wright.
11 minutes of madness.
Lucas Wright isn't even Q3, so it's a new driver. Who will it be? Is it Quartigebu, the last time winner? Is it Xiao Lei? Is it Michael Smart? Is it Afonso Gascinia? That's a question we have an answer in 11 minutes.
We'll have a little bit of a sparse situation here in Baku, with teams potentially struggling to piece together 2 flying laps, as they will need easily 6 minutes for an out lap, a flying lap, and then the in lap. That will require easily 6 minutes, leaving not much wiggle room to play around for an ideal second lap launch, let's say. Handling traffic will be important as well, as we've seen now more than one driver getting surprised with slower drivers coming to the pit lane. And of course, in the castle section, they can lose a lot of time if there's a slow car ahead, regardless of how much of an effort the slower car gives in to let the flying car pass. But on top of that, there's also the slipstream that will be very important.
So, the final laps are starting. Philip Verhaeren will lead us to these final laps.
Sarah Springfield right behind, I believe, and followed by Quarter Kevu.
No, it's Jason Roy. Then it's
It is Jason Roy,
Nathaniel.
sorry.
Then it's Nathaniel. Then it's Afonso, Zhao Lei. Then it's the Alpine of Maradoner. Then it's Quarter Kevu, and closely following by is Michael Swart.
Swart trying to get the slipstream of the current second of the Drivers' Championship and a direct opponent for him for the Drivers' crown at the end of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if now Kevu just chooses to slow down and let him pass, or just refuse to lead out. Is he going to do something like this, or is he confident?
He has pushed away. He has pushed away.
He's trying to pull away. He's trying to surprise him.
Yeah, he has
we can see that on the map display. In the meantime, Verhaeren is on camera for his flying lap. Afonso Cashinho cooking hard in Sector 1. This Haas is very performant today.
He has a slipstream of Nathaniel. So a pretty good choice for him.
Verhaeren with a little bit of a bad Sector 2. We shall maybe see what Cashinho and Nathaniel are doing, as Verhaeren is certainly not going to have the best time in this first flying lap.
Now, let's see what the times are gonna be. So Philip Verhaeren crossing the line, 25.7, 139.4.
I think we're gonna have a 38.2.
39.3.
Another purple for Cashinho, and he has a slipstream. He has a slipstream.
0.1. Afonso Cashinho coming.
Did they just overtake? Did they just overtake Nathaniel? He's overtaking Nathaniel.
You can see that Haas doesn't have top speed to overtake, and triple. It's a
triple purple at 38.558. Afonso Cashinho chose the right wheel to follow, and this time will be tough to beat. And this, despite the really good launch and top speed from the McLaren. Is Zhao Lei able to beat this? I believe Zhao Lei will be the only one to be able to beat this time.
And you can see how far away Michael Smart is from Kevu. Kevu has pushed away from Michael Smart. Let's see now, they are the two...
And Michael Smart will have some sort of a distance slipstream. I wouldn't rule out that he gets an advantage here.
Let's see.
He's not that far back. And is Michael Swart actually? Yes, he gained 0.2 of a second, and he's P2 on the grid provisionally. And Kevu is only 7th. The right choice was made by Swart. He could have tried to follow Kevu a bit closer.
Across the first laps, of course, we are waiting for them to come out with the fresh set of Q3 tires. Right now
fresh set of soft tires. If teams still have one, they should have one left. And anyway, Pirelli gives a set of soft tires to the Q3 contenders. But sometimes teams prefer to keep it for the race if they don't have any fresh set left. So
provisional posted on the screen right now. Afonso Cashinho. How crazy would that be if a Haas driver will start the pole tomorrow?
It would be crazy. It would not be the first time though.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Would it be no, it would be the first time. I think Cashinho has been a couple times second on the grid.
Yeah, he's been
never on pole.
Second and third, but no.
It's the other Portuguese drivers, Duarte Sardinha, had the pole in Bahrain. I remember that pretty well. But Cashinho himself, never. He's on a pretty good streak in qualifying. Sixth in Netherlands, fifth in Italy.
Marcus wants now. Everyone is bidding, of course, to refuel, change tires, if they have tires, of course. See what teams do. Particle takes his spot. And Alfonso Cascino going firstly out on the track. Is this too early?
Is already trying to improve his time. Trying to complete opposite strategy. Instead of trying to get slipstream, he's now trying to get clean air and see what he can do.
This might be too early. And now Springfield is coming out.
It will likely be too early, but I don't think he beats his time anyway. So... Is it?
Let's see, he's followed by Maradona now.
Now I have a theory. Has he embarked 2 laps worth of fuel
I don't
to
think
make, let's say,
so.
a first flying lap, and then following another car in now 2 minutes time for his second flying lap? I don't believe it's a viable strategy anyway around such a long track and
Now
in the
Jason
temperatures
Roy.
we're having today.
Now Jason Roy is coming out. Now everyone is starting coming out. Nathaniel is coming out, so he will have traffic. Afonso will have traffic on this lap. Springfield might be safe. She's in a pretty good place right now. She's going through the castle section. Carter Gable now getting out of his carriage.
Everyone is now out of the pit lane.
Philip Verhaeren and Michael Smart. Michael Smart is now coming out. Philip Verhaeren is the only one. And now, Alfonso Cascino starting the lap. How much
He's
traffic
definitely going to have traffic.
will
Sarah Springfield won't.
Yeah, when will Philip Verhaeren now come out? Springfield so far, she's safe, but let's see her lap time. Springfield starting her lap. Philip Verhaeren coming out.
Sector 1 for Cascino coming up.
Let's see Alfonso's Cascino's first sector now. This detection shot, it's lower. He's not improving, he doesn't have any.
It's a tiny bit slower. It's still an excellent sector.
Of course he has 38.
But how can he improve?
And now he has a lot of 38 here. Following.
How can he improve sector 2? That's the question.
Yeah, let's see. Springfield.
He's a little bit lucky here to be able to overtake before turn 14.
Waiting for Springfield, sector 1. She is improving.
It's a 34.2, it's still better than what she had earlier.
And
The slower
Alfonso
sector
is
2
not
for
improving.
Cascino without slipstream, no chance to beat this in sector 3.
Alfonso is not improving.
And we might get another on board if Cascino is not able to improve this lap.
Crossing the line. 1 minute 13 to go. And no improvement. So is he safe now?
Still was a sub 39 lap. It still was a great lap put together by Cascino.
Yeah, waiting for
And Springfield with a neutral time in S2 almost.
it's neutral time. We haven't seen this one yet. This is the first time we see this one. It's the same, exactly the same time for her. Let's see now. Springfield.
Is she able to improve the mark she set earlier? The answer is yes, not by much, but that's one position gained. Jason Roy with the Racing Bulls.
Marathoner now crossing the line. No improvement. Xiaolei taking the
Not
first
able to
sector
improve.
now.
Xiaolei purpling. He's the one to watch for the pole, definitely.
Michael Schwartz
Jason
is
Roy.
improving.
Jason Roy purpling sector 2. Watch out for Jason Roy.
He's
Is he going to be
the challenge.
the surprise of this qualifying session.
Let's see. Jason Roy now on the straight line. What is the top speed gonna be? 3:05 right now, opening the DRS.
DRS coming up.
Yes, now the DRS, so many can see how much the car gains instantly speed. 3:22, go over the
322,
line.
and it's P2 for Jason Roy, double purple for Zhao Lei, and he has slipstream in front of him. The perfect strategy
Right
for the Chinese driver who was the favorite entering this Q3, and he's now having some sort of distance slipstream ahead of him.
See the new Mr. Saturday. Let's see now, is it gonna be a purple sector?
Kevu crosses the line, improves his time, but Zhao Lei triple purple 38.301, and he will start from the pole position in Baku. Another pole for the Chinese driver.
Philip Verhaeren now on the lap, but not improving. He's the last one to cross over the line.
The fourth pole position of Zhao Lei's season.
What a performance by Zhao Lei. He is back at the top. Let's see.
And Verhaeren won't be able to improve his time. So we will have Zhao Lei and Afonso Gassinho on the front row. Second row, Jason Roy, Michael Zwart. Closely followed by quarter Kevu, Josh Nathaniel. So out of the main championship contenders, well, the happiest two will definitely be Zwart and Kevu. And Kevu is now looking at his best opportunity to take the championship lead tomorrow.
Yeah, let's see what the race brings tomorrow. We have to end our stream here. It was an interesting session. We saw a fast.
Very nice session indeed, and a very deserved pole position from Zhao Lei. He showed today that he was the fastest in all three qualifying sessions. He set the best time. Well, not the best time in Q2, but he's the only one to get three times under 39, and he set the best time of the whole day in Q3 at the best moment to take pole position. It's been a pleasure to broadcast this qualifying here in Baku.
Yes, from me, Kevin Kvarstein, and from Kenny Chartra, we would like to thank you all for joining on this qualifying session here in Azerbaijan. We will see you next time in the race tomorrow, and it's goodbye from us.
See you tomorrow afternoon.